to have to happen here. The coming
Welcome
place
to
and
Mobile
put pressure on
Legends.
Zyda. And we'll see if it's going to be a sweep for TNC. Again, this is the Battle of the Skies going at it after a victory for TNC in Game 1. Turning around almost an 8,000 gold deficit. They definitely have the momentum here.
Yep.
You know, similar to what happened during game number 1, it's all going to boil down to the early game of Team Falcons because you don't want to go up against a late game Moscow and Fanny. And so far right now, the battle for mid control, we can see the pokes from Lancy and Shaknu are hard hitting so far. It forced few to recall right away.
Yep. Looking at the emblems right now, this is the Jushin, which is a bit more tanky.
It's the Prince Jushin.
Yeah, it's the Prince, it's the utility type of Jushin that we'll be seeing. So majority of the damage will be reliant really on Benny Cutie and even Zyda. Probably a bit more on 3mar as well. I think you could count that, especially if he gets a decent start in the early, which we're seeing right now in the minimap. The way he's just dominating the EXP lane up against Flap TZ. So if he's able to keep this up, TNC won't be worrying too much in terms of that. And things are looking really well for them so far.
Yeah, you can actually expect a lot of rotations that can come from the gold lane for the side of TNC to try and delay the power spike of Super Marco later on. Try to mitigate the power spike that Team Falcons can have in the early to mid game. Considering that, as you mentioned, 3mar having the time of his life with the CC up against Uranus.
The only thing I'm worried about for Falcons here too is if they're not able to go, well, they gotta flicker out. Whoa, mid.
Now Zyda jumped in onto Ogwin. Has to flicker away to avoid a potential first blood. And Fio Lancy continuing with the pokes, and so far, no deaths.
All right, going back to what I was gonna say, what I'm worried about is the pressure that can be put on the map with this lineup from TNC. You got a Moskov and a Fanny. So they can play into split pushes if they want to. And that's what Falcons is also going to want to go ahead and manage, but they start this first turtle.
You know, Jackson caught to the crossfire once again. Zyda enters, wants to go for the turtle steal, but Kyle TZ will secure it. He was able to cast down the feather airstrike, but Owen might be the first one to fall. Kyle TZ also, and they get traded out. Lancy's life. SOD is going to connect. Here comes Benny Cutie, but Flap TZ quite a tanky now. Even tagging up the Spear of Misery, trying to save the purple buff that TNC might try to go for. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, that was Lancy for Kyle TZ, and it was a perfectly timed curtain call coming in from 3mar, which did not allow Kyle TZ to escape, because he could have escaped through that phantom execution that he used previously, but because he was tied together with Few, he couldn't really run away, and he became the target here for TNC. A great pickoff, I'd say, especially if you're trying to slow down Team Falcons and their early game presence. But speaking of slow down, I feel like, okay, so at least TNC right now are not completely behind, even despite letting go of that turtle.
Yeah, but at the same time, time's clearly ticking for Team Falcons, so they need to force out the play and make a play. Try to go for a Benny Cutie, try to go for a turret at least, and later on secure the neutral objectives. Because again, in terms of late game control, even the macro control, TNC has it all covered with Zyda as the Fanny and Benny as the Moskov.
Yeah, Marco is winning that lane too. You saw he's about a level ahead right now of Benny Cutie. He's got 600 gold over him too. There's a pole.
Ben Play gonna connect, forcing out the ult from Lancy to be able to back off. Now Chaknu caught in the mix once again. Still alive. Zyda tries to enter the picture. Might be able to take down Super Marco. Good play there from Ogun with Don't Run Wolf King. For Super Marco stay alive. Unfortunately, the SOD wasn't on the mark.
Oh, that was close, but...
Oh,
what?
Phew!
Few found Zyda!
What happened?
And why?
We all don't know,
Okay.
but one thing for sure is Few caught Zyda.
Maybe it's the passive, because Zyda was already low. If he was able to land at least one feathered airstrike, Zyda trying to walk away was caught up eventually.
That's
but
the
burn.
That's the intuition of an OG, by the way. An Eros himself.
Yeah, maybe. The fact that Few was played ever since S1, he could basically play
He knows the map. He knows where you are.
ML blind, yeah. He could be like Farsa. No sight.
Exactly, that's why. Okay. But how does TNC try to get back from this? Zyda's still trying to catch up in terms of farm for now, but the control is clear.
Whoa.
What?
Oh! Miss combo there for Ogwin. Might get punished by Lancy. There comes the Lantern Flare. The ultimate as well. Zyda enters the picture. What a wild charge from Chaknu to be able to bring down Few. SOD is going to connect, but still, Benny Cutie will continue to push down bottom, and TNC will also try and secure the turtle.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised Ogwin didn't go down there, but this also gives Benny Cutie an opportunity to get some extra gold. They now get the objective, so there. TNC, they put in some work. And also a little bit of a misstep from Ogwin because he went into that turret.
Yeah.
And so now they're going to look for more here.
Oh, really close call. Wait, Kaltizi nearly gets taken out by 3mar. And TNC, they're just really trying to work with him. Ah! Okay. Okay.
I get the idea. 3mar was literally just baiting out the Thorn throws for Zyda to enter in, but Zyda said, let's take the slow route.
You guys are the literal representation of the audience out there. Every time they see a cable, they're just like, whoa!
Yeah, but he went for a tri-cable and didn't really push through. But still, it makes you so nervous because TNC right now, it feels like they're just so aggressive in their playstyle, and they have easy ways to get out of danger if ever they wanted to. That's a CC who could just bounce from or through the walls. That's Zyda who could just cable his way out. The Crimson Beacon's also intact for Lancy, unlike earlier on the far side, which felt a bit more, restricted in terms of what he wanted to do. But this is still a very close game, I'd say, even if you're looking at Team Falcons.
Yeah, similar to what TNC pulled off earlier on. You're just gonna really wait for Super Marco to gang up on stacks on the Sky Piercer and eventually able to turn things around despite having Benikuti and Zyda with the Fanny and the Moscow. But again, Ogwin needs to step up because the CC will only come from the roamer.
Yeah, you could expect one successful setup from Ogwen to really turn into something because we don't see any Purify spells at all from the side of TNC. Oh, but wait, Kaltizi.
Oh, fortunately, FLCN. He's literally bulky in-game and out of the game. So no trouble there for FLCN.
Yeah, he's going to be fine. Again, this Uranus still serves the purpose of being that bulwark for the team, and that's why him and Ogwin both have to kind of work in a way together where it's like he's going to be zoning people out, but then Ogwin kind of has to go for that pull combination that we see with the I'm Offended from Rubies. This is the last turtle of the game, though, so they're going to fight for it.
Finally, there's the pull, but 3mar manages to stay alive. Tectonic charge from Chakra was there. Zyda going for the entry. This FLCN trying to chase right after 3mar. Benikuti having the time of his life, just pushing down bottom. TNC managing to stay alive here as Kaltizi will secure the turtle. But the trade, bottom lane turret once again, Chakra will fall down in the hands of Marco.
Yeah.
Okay.
They risked that fight. They went for it because Benikuti was going to be able to work on the other parts of the map either way. Oh, SOD!
Oh no, Benny.
Oh, there's a feathered airstrike. SOD manages to escape the trap set by Team Falcons. So that's a good trade for TNC.
I'm pretty sure Ogwin stood there in case he went for the SOD, but he still got away.
Yeah, he still got away. He had the flicker, so able to cover an extra little bit of ground, but they stop him from taking the orange buff. I guess that's a win there for a little bit. But we take a look at the items here. Brigitte, how's it looking?
Okay, so Super Marco still having a pretty decent time, already locked in his third core item, whereas Benikuti still hasn't completed his Trinity yet, which is why we also see him still trying to stick with the farming for now, because that is, again, a signature Benikuti either way we're talking about. But I'm looking at the positioning for Zyda.
Yeah.
This could be a play.
This could be a play from Ogwin and the pull! The combo from the master himself! Zyda goes for the flag. SOD is going to connect. And now Zyda manages to get Super Marco. Spear of Misery coming in from Benikuti. Going to bring down two. Still going on a Benikuti. Calling the crossfire. And Zyda manages to bring down Ogwin. And FLCN will fall. 4 Falcons fall down.
We had to take another breath when that cable didn't connect, but TNC won the fight anyway. Zyda joined in at the right time, but they found multiple kills against Team Falcons.
It's not just Zyda who joined in at the right time, it's also Benikuti. And how fortunate is it that once he arrived, the members of Team Falcons were just lined up. That single Spear of Misery connected these two players from Team Falcons, and it was very unfortunate because the damage was amplified from the Moskov. So now we see yet another successful team fight, which many might say should have not been the case because the first cable did not connect, and it was a perfect I'm Offended supposedly from Ogwen with the damage from Few.
We need a replay, clearly, of what happened, because I don't understand why the two members that Ogwen caught
were alive.
Didn't get taken down. Was it I know Lancy was one of them, that's why he was able to Crimson Beacon out and manages to get out safely, but still, that was 4 members of Team Falcons immediately bursted by TNC.
That was a great pull, great setup, but now at this point, this Lord is up. You can see them going in for potential push now on the bottom side, at least put some pressure here. Zyda can just go ahead and join up, but
Okay.
they don't have to force this. You know, TNC doesn't have to force this Lord. Counties will take his purple, and we'll see how they play this out. This is going to be a Lord dance. Chakra does pop the conceal, though.
Oh,
Conceal.
gets revealed.
To gain advantage over the position on the Lord. It's just FLCN providing vision and space for Team Falcons. As 3Mars tries to zone him out. Ogwin manages to sight Chaknu where he's hiding from SOD.
Okay.
Got thrown out by Benny Cutie, so they know that no one's there for Team Falcons.
Yeah, they just checked it, and Zyda just cleared it, but now's the real fight!
Okay, Lord, who's gonna get it? It's gonna go on to Kyle TZ, but Zyda wants to go for the post objective. They wanna go for the setup from Chaknu with a tectonic charge flicker combo to bring down the Master. That's one member down, but Team Falcons, they've secured the Lord.
They got the Lord. They lost only Ogwin, so Team Falcons is going to be fine. They'll go ahead for the reset and get ready to march towards the base of TNC. They need to get the map open for them.
Yeah.
Man, it looked close there.
Yeah. I feel like even in that last moment, Zyda was trying to get the wind of nature out from Super Marco, but he didn't get baited at all. So now Team Falcons, they're suddenly in the lead. They're the ones who are able to pressure TNC bit by bit. Fortunately, Zyda got his purple buff, but this is looking very dangerous for TNC. Their wave clear, it's mostly reliant on Benny Cutie. They really have to do their best to protect their gold leader at this point.
When the airstrike already dropped down, here comes the conceal from Team Falcons to try and aid the Lord. Not even the Holy Shields will get popped. TNC manages to clear the Lord immediately. Zyda from the back, Chaknu with the tectonic charge. SOD is going to connect Super Marco. Wind of Nature down. He has to flicker outside. The chasing right after him, and he's going to bring him down. Lancy on the other hand, caught in the crossfire up against FLCN. He's going to be able to take down Benny Cutie. 1-for-1 trade. Both gold laners are gone. It looks like the clash will end here.
Ooh, the gold laners are gone. Both teams doing the same thing, just trying to mirror each other.
Yeah, Super Marco survived a bit longer than we expected him. Again, he still had the Wind of Nature, also the Flicker to try and reposition. But Zyda really chased him down, and he's chasing another one.
Don't run Wolf King, already used up by Ogwin. Might get taken down by Zyda. He stayed for too long trying to wait for Kyle TZ. He enters in with a Phantom Execution. Few with a feathered airstrike, but he's gonna get stopped by Lancy and Chaknu. There's a combo. Lancy might get taken down by FLCN, but again, Zyda enters in. There's a Lantern Flare onto FLCN. One more cutthroat could do the job. SOD is gonna miss. So no casualties for both teams, but Chaknu might be on the chopping block as Super Marco makes sure to bring him the final kill.
Oh, he's still on the backside, though. Benny Cutie, is he going to approach this? Is he getting the call from TNC to fight for this?
He got his purple.
Got his purple. He's going right after Marco. Zyda though still gets a safely weapon. With a feathered airstrike! Takes out Benny Cutie! And now Super Marco once again is gone. Gold laners are now gone again. It's Kyle TZ trying to work on Lancy. Lantern Flare versus the Blade of Kyle, and Kyle wins!
Oh, 3Mart on the run as three members of Falcons will chase him down. But man, talk about a game for the gold laners. It's so tough for them right now with this lineup.
Every single member's just trying to make sure that they have information on where the gold laners are. Kyle TZ constantly trying to hunt down Benny Cutie. And on the other side of the map, it's Zyda always trying to hunt down Super Marco. This is why we keep saying that it's so unusual to see the Bulletproof experience this kind of situation or go through this kind of KDA, but you can't blame him. The meta, the way that the assassins are just, or the compositions overall are so dive heavy. Positioning is really such a huge problem for the gold laners right now, but fortunately, I feel like FLCN is someone they can really rely on in this game. He's been doing a great job on the Uranus, sometimes even being the one to finish off the kills against TNC.
Yeah, they're actually not that much reliant on the setup coming in from Owing because FLCN just continuing to enter in and disrupting the formation that TNC has. He was even able to take down Benny Cutie with one dash in from that Uranus. So now Team Falcons trying to get a hold of this Lord. It's just 3Mar in the vision.
Okay, they'll take it. Benny Cutie's going to stay top side, push in that lane. He hasn't been landing the Sphere Destructions that he's needed to. unfortunately. But this looks
Lord.
like...
Here comes Zaida and Kyle TZ secures the Lord, and now TNC going for the counter goal once again as they bring down Kyle. Jack new tectonic charge, trying to work on Flap. TZ will be able to escape though. There's the wall. He got trapped. SOD is going to connect. Benny Cutie jumps in and takes down Flap. That's going to be 2 members down for Team Falcons.
Oh, what a decision made by TNC, and now they're able to blitz the turrets that are remaining for Team Falcons, and they might just be even able to quickly take down this Lord that Falcons were able to secure from themselves. What I call, even though the Retribution was not necessarily able to secure the objective, TNC had all their resources intact. They were still able to fight against Team Falcons, and Ogwen, I think at least he still has an immortality. That's one thing they can really bank on for this upcoming defense, but TNC, they're going to be very happy with all these turrets that they were already able to take down.
Yeah, you know, you saw it there before that Lord even broke out. TNC is playing to the favor of, we have split push. We can stay on the opposite end of the map if we want to and push it, whether that's with the Moskov or the Fanny. And playing into that, Team Falcons is almost forced to just hope that they win these fights and play them right, because there's always that chance that TNC goes for an off-lane push that we've seen Benny Cutie do so many times in his professional career. So at this point, it's basically that Lord they got is done for. Chakdu was spotted out. When he pops the conceal, they're gonna fight.
Some execution. They're trying to chase right after Zaida. Few has the wings by wings out. Here comes Chakdu with a charge. Kyle TZ down. Few next to fall. SOD gonna connect. Benny Cutie wants it all. 3-man down. Make it 4. A double for Benny Cutie. Ogwen still has his immortality. He's doing his best to delay. Immortality pop. Flap TZ is the next, is the last one standing. Because 4 Falcons are now down again.
What a play from the Mamba from Chakdu, and now TNC will push it.
They have 1 minion card. Flap TZ trying to delay, eventually gonna fall down as TNC will win the Battle of the Skies with a sweep.
What a game!